Many years ago, there was a vast kingdom ruled by a noble king. One day, the king had a desire to go hunting. He took his horse, his bow and arrows, and rode deep into the forest. But luck was not on his side that day. Chasing a stag, the king rode deeper and deeper into the woods until he realized he was lost. The forest was dense and dark. The trees stood so close together that not even a ray of sunlight could pierce through. The king looked for a way out, but all he could see were endless trees. "Oh no, I've lost my way. I might be trapped in this forest forever," he feared. Suddenly, a raspy voice called out. The king turned around to see an old woman standing there. Her hair was gray and wild, and she looked quite terrifying. She was no ordinary woman. She was a witch who lived in that forest. The king approached her and pleaded, "Good mother, I have lost my way in this forest. Please, can you show me the path back to my kingdom?" The witch smiled slowly and said, The way back? I can show you, your majesty, but not for free. I need a favor." Desperate, the king replied, "I will do anything you ask." "I have a beautiful daughter," the witch said with a glint in her eye. "You must marry her and make her your queen. If you agree, I will show you the way. If not, you will wander here until you die." The king saw no other choice. To save his life, he agreed. The witch took him to her cottage, where her daughter was waiting. She was indeed beautiful, but her eyes were cold and cruel. Bound by his promise, the king lifted her onto his horse and rode back to his palace. Now, the king already had 7 children from his first wife, 6 handsome sons, and 1 beautiful little daughter. He loved them more than his own life. He knew that this new queen, the witch's daughter, would surely harm his children. So, the king made a crucial decision. Deep in the heart of a hidden forest, far from the palace, stood a secret castle that no one knew about. The king secretly took his 7 children there to keep them safe. He arranged for food, clothes, and everything they needed. But the king couldn't stay away from his beloved children. He visited them often. The path to the castle was impossible to find, but the king had a magic item, a magical yarn ball. When he threw the ball on the ground, it would roll ahead, unwinding itself to show the path. After his visit, the ball would roll back into his hand. And so days went by. The new queen noticed the king's frequent absences. She thought, "He says he goes hunting, but he returns with so much joy on his face. Where does he go?" Being a witch's daughter, she didn't sit quietly. She bribed the king's servants with gold and forced the truth out of them. She found out about the secret castle and the 7 children hiding there. "Aha! As long as those brats are alive, the king will never love me completely. I must get rid of them to be the only queen," she decided. Using her dark magic, she sewed 6 little silk shirts. Inside each shirt, she stitched a wicked spell. One day, when the king went hunting, she stole the magical yarn ball and went into the forest. As the ball rolled, she followed it, leading her straight to the children. Inside the secret castle, the boys saw someone approaching from a distance. "Look, father's coming!" they shouted joyfully and ran to the castle gates to welcome him. But it wasn't their father, it was the cruel stepmother. As soon as the boys reached the gate, the queen threw the 6 magic shirts over them. In an instant, as the silk touched their skin, the 6 handsome boys lost their human forms and transformed into white swans. "Quack, quack!" Crying in despair, the 6 swans flew up into the sky and vanished into the forest. The queen was delighted. Finally, the trouble is gone, she thought, and returned to the palace. But she made one mistake. She didn't know about the little sister. The girl had hidden behind the door, witnessing everything in terror. She was the only one left. After the queen left, the little sister came out. She wept bitterly for her lost brothers. "I will find them no matter what," she vowed, and walked alone into the dark forest. She walked all day, ignoring hunger, thirst, and fear. By nightfall, she found a small hut. Inside, she saw 6 little beds lined up. "This must be where my brothers live," she thought, and exhausted, she curled up in a corner and fell asleep. As the sun began to set, sound of wings flapping, the 6 swans flew in through the window. They landed on the floor and blew upon one another. Suddenly, magic! The swan skins fell off like clothes, and they turned back into humans. But this transformation lasted only for 15 minutes each evening. After that, they would turn back into birds. The sister ran and hugged them, crying, "Brothers, how can I save you? Please tell me," she insisted. The eldest brother said, "Saving us is not easy, sister. There is a way, but it is terribly difficult. I don't care. I will give my life for you. Tell me," she insisted. He said, "For the next 6 years, you must not speak a single word. You must not laugh, and you must weave 6 shirts for us using the star flowers, asters, that grow in this forest. If you speak even one word before the 6 years are up, we will remain swans forever." The sister agreed immediately. "My lips are sealed for 6 years," she promised in her heart. The brothers turned back into swans and flew away. The sister climbed a tall tree in the forest to stay safe. She gathered the star flowers. They were tough and thorny. Weaving them cut her delicate fingers until they bled, but she bore the pain silently, spinning the thread with tears in her eyes. Days turned into months. She didn't speak. She didn't smile. Her only focus was sewing those 6 shirts. One day, the king of that country, a different king, came hunting. He looked up and saw a beautiful girl sitting in the tree, sewing. Mesmerized by her beauty, he called out, "Who are you? What are you doing up there?" But she remained silent. No matter what he asked, she didn't open her mouth. The king, moved by her silent grace and sad eyes, fell in love with her. "I will take her to my palace and make her my queen," he decided. The king married her and she became the queen. But because she never spoke, the king's mother, her mother-in-law, hated her. "She must be a witch. That's why she doesn't speak. I must get rid of her," the wicked old woman plotted. Soon, the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. The king was overjoyed. But that night, while everyone slept, the wicked mother-in-law crept into the queen's room. She stole the baby and hid him away. Then she smeared chicken blood on the sleeping queen's mouth. In the morning, the baby was gone. The mother-in-law screamed to the whole kingdom, "Look, this mute woman is a monster. She killed her own baby and ate him. Look at the blood on her mouth." The king was shocked. He asked his wife, "Is this true? Speak to me." The queen knew the truth, but she couldn't speak. If she spoke, her brothers would die. So she simply looked at him with tears. The king loved her, so he forgave her. But when the 2nd and 3rd babies were born, the wicked mother-in-law did the exact same thing, stealing the babies and blaming the queen. When the 3rd baby disappeared, the king could no longer protect her. The people shouted, "She is a monster! Burn her!" With a heavy heart, the king ordered, "Burn the queen at the stake." That day was exactly the last day of the 6 years. In her prison cell, the queen sat weeping, stitching the very last shirt. 5 were ready. The 6th shirt was finished except for the left sleeve. The guards dragged her out and tied her to the pile of wood. The fire was about to be lit. The queen thought, "Brothers, I have kept my promise, even if I die." Just as the flames began to rise, a loud rushing sound came from the sky. Everyone looked up to see 6 white swans flying down like lightning, Senites. The swans swooped down and circled the queen. Quickly, she took the bundle of shirts and threw them over the birds. In a flash, a miracle happened. The swanskins fell away and 6 handsome princes stood before her. The crowd gasped in amazement. However, there was one small detail. The youngest brother had a human body, but instead of a left arm, he still had a swan's wing. This was because the queen hadn't finished the last sleeve in time. Now that the 6 years were over, the queen finally spoke. "My king, I did not kill my children. I am innocent. Your mother stole them and hid them away. I remained silent all these years only to save my brothers." The king finally understood everything. He immediately sent his guards to search, and they found the 3 babies alive and safe. The king begged his wife for forgiveness. The wicked mother-in-law was punished for her crimes. The queen, the king, their 3 children, and the 6 brothers all lived together in happiness. The youngest brother didn't mind his wing. He wore it as a badge of honor, a symbol of his sister's immense love. See that, friends? Love is powerful. Did you see the sacrifice the sister made for her brothers? I'll catch you in the next video with another amazing story. If you liked this story, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Ta-ta!